Hey guys, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we are going to make a super cute little Halloween scene, simple Halloween scene, using the Boo Crew stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps, along with the EIEIO frame die set. So we're going to stamp out the images first, and I'm going to stamp those on just plain Hammermill smooth cardstock. I'm going to use the little raccoon, the bunny, and the little mouse today. I'm going to stamp these using tuxedo black ink because I'm going to do just a little bit of coloring for our images. All right, I'm going to start off by adding just a little bit of color to our raccoon's little tail. I'm going to start with WG5. I'm going to add just a little color there. I'm going to add a little color to our little mouse as well. And the foot of our little bunny. I'm going to blend that out with WG3. So I'm keeping them pretty simple. So we'll just blend that out. And then I pulled in W7 that I'm going to add to our other little stripe right here. So we'll do that. And that's his little foot. I'm going to add just a little bit of WG9. And then I'll pull that out. All right, now we're going to do simple coloring. I'm going to use 2 colors per thing. I'm going to start off with the little bag here. That's going to be YO27. This is going to be the same color as my little basket over here. So I'll color that. And we'll have the kitty on his little arm the same color. All right, I'm going to blend that out with the YO25. So we'll do that on our little basket as well. All right, for each of the little ghosts, we're going to add just a little bit of color. So I'm going to start off with a darker color. I'm going to use OR 2.2 on our little raccoon. And I'm only really adding this where the shadows are going to be, because I want it to still appear white, but I don't have to have all the colors in there. So I'm going to blend that out. This is OR 2.1. It's going to be my lightest color, except my 0 marker. We're keeping this super easy, super simple. I'll blend that out, the edge out of that with the 0. Well, it keeps my little ghost light. I'm going to use G7 and WG5 and 3 for his little mask. And we're just going to do 5. All right, for my little bunny, or my little mouse, I'll do him next. I'll use Y023 as my darkest color for my shadows for the folds of the ghost's outfit. And I will use YO202 to blend that out. So we have just a little color going on. We'll come in with our 0 and blend that together. And for my bunny, I'm going to use RVO 0.2 as my darkest color. Add some of that into our little basket as well. I'll switch over to RVO 0.1. Blend all that. And then I'll soften that with the 0. All right, I will fussy cut these out and be right back. All right, I've got my images fussy cut out. I've got my card base, which is just a top standard A2 card. I've got my panel that I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending on, and a matte layer. So I'm going to do my ink blending first. And I'm going to do a simple sky. Night sky. So I'm going to start off with Blueprint Sketch. I'll switch over to a little Villainous Potion. We'll switch back to our Blueprint Sketch so we can blend that together with our Villainous Potion a little better. And then I'm going to switch over to Black Soot for the top. And I'm also going to come around the edge just a little. I'll blend that Villainous Potion up into our sky. So we'll come over that a couple times. I'm going to flick on just a little bit of water. That way we have some stars going in there. I'm going to move this. I'm going to switch this out for back to my Misty. I'm going to take and add our little fence from the stamp set in there. And the little spooky trees. And I'm going to stamp that using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Then I'm going to let this dry for a little bit before I add everything else. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my little sub-sentiment on here as well. And just nestle it right in between our little moon right there. And I will stamp that down. We're just going to say trick or treat because I die cut some of the letters from the EIEIO stamp out to spell out boo. So I'm going to add to the card as well. All right, the glitter cardstock I had in my stash. I just used some of that. If I can find something similar, I will make sure to link it for y'all. I'm going to add that to my card base. And then I'm going to attach my boo sentiment to the card next. And what I did was I stacked two of the first and last letter up, and I didn't stack the middle one so that it would be a little difference in height. I thought that would have a little bit more interest. My ink is still not completely dry on here, so I'm trying to be super careful as well. There is that. I'm going to add foam tape behind our panel. I'm also going to add foam tape to our little critters as well. I'll pop that in the center of my card. I'm going to take a little white gel pen and I'm going to add a little bit of highlighting to the background to add just a little bit more interest back there. Some of it might be getting hit by the moon. And I'm letting the pen skip. That's perfectly fine. Not worried about that. We'll just add a few highlights in our background. All right, I can start adding my little critters. So we'll pop our little rabbit bunny up. I'm just going to I'm using that same thickness of foam tape that I used for the card front. That way it's not too thick that it still will not go through the mail easily. So we'll pop our little bunny right there. Just a tiny bit of foam tape behind our little mouse. And our raccoon as well. So we'll do that. Tuck in our little raccoon right there. And then we'll add our little mouse right here. And then I'm going to add some gel pen highlights to them. We'll brighten up their little eyes. Now I'm going to add some glow-in-the-dark stars on our card as well for an embellishment. So I'm going to add 3 to this side. Make sure we get some different sizes in there. And then we'll add 2 to the right-hand side. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the inside of our card. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to pop that into my Misty. We will go ahead and add an inside sentiment as well. We're going to add, have a beautiful day. And I'm going to add the little spider on the inside. And I'm going to add it close to the bottom. And let's see, we also have the little snail. I'm going to add him as well. Him tucked down there. Close to our both sentiments. And we will stamp this in Prize Ribbon Oxide ink for the inside. I'll stamp that a couple times so that we have a nice, good impression. All right, here is our finished card. There's a closer look at the card. Here's a look at our inside of our card. I hope that you give this card a try. I'll see you in the next video right over there. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.